And here we are, Wing the Sports. We back. It's been a couple of weeks, but we in the building with Dr. Sports Talk. You know, he's doing better from his injury about a month or two ago.
Man,
And
yeah, a month.
we missing Coach Taylor, you know, only on screen because he has more important things to attend to today. His son was, as a junior, was nominated, won Gatorade Player of the Year. I'm thinking it's national. And that's exactly where he is today. He's at the SBs with his son for the Gatorade of the Year. He just sent us a little group chat, little picture. He on the scene. So that's big right there.
That's
he
big.
Got indoor national record, outdoor 100 and 200 record. And I feel like he kind of gave up at the end. You know, if you want to push for that record, it could be easily his. But, man, that's a beautiful thing to be in this situation and to be in the moment. You know, I shout out to my boy and everything they've endured and throughout this process, and much respect and, kudos moving forward. But today we're going to talk a little about everything: NFL, NBA, NCAA, high school, baseball, little boxing. We got it all today. But I want to start off with the NBA since that just ended, and we got the OKC paying everybody. I saw Shea getting his. That's 4 years, 285 mil, and that is a lot of money. I think that's like 70 mil a year. Like,
I think they did it at the right time. Remember, all of them boys was coming off a rookie contract, so I don't think that is as big as it would have been if them boys was veterans when they had them. So I think coming off that rookie contract put them in a better position to have a lot of more salary cap.
You right, and that's why I say, did they get ahead of the curve? Because when you wait, you end up being like the Cowboys, and I don't think the Cowboys appreciate having to pay all that to Dak like they do. Wait a minute, is that right? Okay, yeah, that is right. So that's 50 mil for Chet, 57 mil for Jalen, and 71 for Shea. I know Caruso got his because he's a very viable piece to that program. Will they continue to? I guess so. I guess everybody else gonna be on rookie contracts and league veteran minimums and stuff like that. But I guess that's the new NBA, man, because Golden State in the same situation with Draymond, Steph, and Butler eating up, the top portion of their salary cap. And I guess you kind of have the Rockets making that move with taking out Jalen Green because he'll be up for the max deal coming up. And you're not gonna get that to KD, and then you still got Sagoon and Thompson and the others. They still on their rookie deal, so these salary caps, man, they hitting people over the head.
Yeah, but Oklahoma bench is deep too. They got a lot of rookies. Second year players that's going to be really good. Third year players that's going to be really good. Them boys are set for the next 5 years.
Okay. So, all right, let me pull up the West, because I was just saying that we know that the Rockets are going to be viable this coming season. What other teams we feel like made the moves? Because I liked what the Thunder, not the Thunder. So that's OKC, Rockets. I like what the Nuggets did. They flipped Michael Porter Jr.'s like 38 million, whatever his contract was. They flipped that into like four players. Yeah, they flipped that. Cameron Johnson, I like him. Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway, and Valanciunas. So what Jokic was saying, like the teams that we got beat by are the teams that are, making longer runs. They have bigger benches. And he hadn't signed any extension with them. He's like, hey, I'm not signing no extension. Let me see what y'all do to make us viable. And bam, that's what they did. They flipped it. One player into 4 players, and they shooters to put around their facilitator. They already got their glue guys with Murray and Gordon. So decent pieces. And that's what I'm saying. OKC, they young, but these other teams, they say their window is a small window of opportunity too. So the West and the Lakers gonna make a move. I'm not really sure how much I really am fearful of DeAndre Ayton, but they trying.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a double guy, but he's one of those big mans from the 80s, 90s. He don't shoot threes. He's gonna bang you down low, get you rebound. He's a true center, which is good.
But I don't see him with those young legs like Luka need when they run in the court throwing them lobs and easy buckets. Like I don't see that out of him. So that's what I felt they was gonna get when they were gonna try and find a center. But yeah, OKC is young. It looks like they made the right deal by paying their players early, so they don't got to worry about it. And but the West, man, they reloaded. It's gonna be.
I like San Antonio.
Yeah, they young. They young. I feel like they need another veteran because all they bringing in is young pieces. They got the 2 rookies. Well, not the 2 rookies, but the Wemby. They got Castle, and they got the Harper cat.
They
got Fox.
the Olenek. Kelly
Olynyk.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. That dude he all right. And then they signed the center from Celtics.
When they Horford?
No, start with a Connaught.
Oh, Kelly,
white dude.
Kelly Olynyk.
No, you got him, and then they signed the white center from Celtics. They used to come in and start at center.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that one. But I feel like they need another veteran piece because I just don't really. I mean, when the last time you brought up Kelly Olynyk besides Gonzaga or something?
Hey, man, you crazy. He was balling last year, man. Like the times he started,
well,
he was giving you whatever squad he was with. All the squads, I can't take. But I know through DraftKings, I pick him, man. Like the dude give you 12, he give you 12-8, he give you 12-7.
The situation, you put him in the right situation, and things change. Okay, well,
he was with Washington. He was with Washington last year.
Okay,
and he did all right.
Hey, he knows basketball. I said they need a veteran, but we're gonna see if they move the needle for him. But yeah, the West is reloading, and we're gonna have to see if the Lakers gonna be viable this year because the LeBron window ain't gonna be open too much longer. Yeah. So I was mentioning earlier that I had seen a post where they was talking about adding a 4-point line to the NBA. Now. We talk about how ugly basketball looks now with them shooting as many jump shots as they're shooting. Will this add to the ugliness that we see? Because a part of the ugliness is, the carrying, the traveling. It's just like it's a different game than we grew up on with our fundamentals, and so that's just the game now. But this 4-point line,
high score. Well, what it's going to be doing is motivated players. There's going to be high scores. So it's going to be nothing to see the score 125, 135 on a nightly basis.
They're going to have to make shots, though.
Come on, they're going to make them shots, man. Them boys are shooting well beyond the 3-point line now. Easily.
That's not everybody.
Man, that's quite a few of them players doing that, man. All them guards are shooting well beyond that arc.
See, that's why Jalen Green ended up getting traded because he believed the hype that, he was that caliber of a player.
No, he not.
And I like what Washington doing. Your boy got drafted that trade. Did you see his highlight where he did the pump fake, threw it off old boy leg? I was like, okay, come on now, that's new right there. I respect that one. So, but the game is always evolving. That's part of it. But that 4-point line, man, that'll be interesting if they actually do it because the big three they have it, and the big three has really blew up. I was planning on trying to watch it. This season, I'm not sure if it came to Dallas yet, but the Lance Stevenson and the Michael Beasley, the little clips I see of them, man, them boys is really, having a lot of fun, and they found their niche. Their NBA careers might not be over, but they can still hoop, and that's what Cube doing.
The Atlanta guard, that used to be the Atlanta superstar. What's his name?
Joe Johnson.
He was balling.
Yeah.
He was balling. I like him, man.
ISO Joe. Yeah, I want to say I went those first couple of years when it was, first coming out, but I think they even have bigger names, you know what I'm saying, now than they did when they first came out. And, they have the deep threat, the 3-pointer on there, and I feel like that's what the NBA trying to say. Hey, it worked out there. It's not something that hinders the game, but the NBA, will they adhere to the same caution as the big three? Because
like I said, man, that you're gonna have a lack of defense now. It's gonna make it more difficult for the defense to really get stops because you extending them boys too far outside. So anything talking about a 2-3 zone or anything like that is gonna get diminished. It's gonna get thrashed.
So that opens the paint even more because there's no one defending the paint right now. And that's the difference between this era of basketball and the basketball when we were in high school, college, growing up, and pretty much knew everybody. But, the paint, there's not enough bodies in the paint. So it's easier to score to me.
Yeah. So boys like 8 and them traditional centers is supposed to eat this year. Like this is their opportunity to really shine. So it might be a transition back to the old days where you got to get a big man that can actually bang down low. So it might be a good thing. It could be a gift or a curse.
Rudy Gobert still have a job. He viable when they put him in the right situation because I can't believe he was the X factor against the Lakers, but he was.
Yeah, but then he was a liability in that following season.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Against OKC. 1000% correct. All right. Let's talk a little NFL. All right. No, let's something I saw. It was very interesting, man. First time they said it happened in modern history. All right. It's a college. If I say this college had 4 players drafted in the first round of all major sports: the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, and the NHL. All right. Would you feel like it's the SEC, Big 12, Big 10 school? Which one of those 3 you would call?
I say Big 12.
What'd you say?
I say Big 12.
Big 10.
Big 10.
Michigan had number 5 pick, Mason Graham to the Browns. In the NFL, they had the number 27 pick in the NBA, Danny Wolf. He was the number 1 big tall white center for Michigan. He got drafted to the Nets. Then they had an NHL player, the number 24th pick to the Penguins. And then the Major League Baseball. I don't know how the number 38 pick, how many teams they got in baseball is the first round still, but he got drafted by the Mets. So the Michigan Wolverines have made history by having 4 first-round picks out of all 3 major sports this year. That's major, man.
That's dope.
That's major.
That's real dope.
And okay, I guess it makes sense for hockey because they get the best of both worlds up there. That's not something you're gonna really have hockey schools down south. So I guess those Big 12 schools, those Big 10 schools have one up on the I guess the multiple sports where they can play year round. We don't have that down here. Even soccer, they probably good in soccer too. I can see schools like on the East Coast having good soccer and good hockey teams as well. The North Carolina and up. But yeah, that was just interesting. Something I had read. All right. Another interesting fact. I don't know how much you pay attention to Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh yeah.
You heard about what happened with him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's suspended now, right?
Yes, he's suspended, and he helping kids with Uber rides, recovery treatment, meals, this, that, and the third. And he basically told on himself, and they suspended him. But with today's time, and you have all these crowd therapies, these advanced training, everybody got the next best trainer. The playing field's not level because you have the district in Allen. They have every aspect imaginable to cater to their kids. The booster programs, that's not something a coach has to worry about. And then you go to Miami, I'm gonna say Florida, they're not as big as Texas on sports, but at the same time, they all have the same needs.
True.
And this coach said he did it from the stands as a volunteer. So once he became the coach, he didn't stop doing the things he felt was needed for his team, and now he's punished.
Mhm.
That's a problem right there, man. Like,
Is what I'm saying? Is there a middle ground?
because I mean, think about all what the coaches did for us growing up. Half the stuff they did for us growing up is illegal now.
Mo, man, come on now. We worked at homes, man. Do you know how many meals I've cooked for kids? Track meets. I'm buying lunch baskets, making sandwiches and grapes and fruits and Gatorades and snacks and stuff like stuff you trying to do to make sure your kids are in a comfortable situation where they can, compete.
And make sure they eat, because most of them, that's probably the last meal they get.
That's why I said a comfortable where they can compete, because when that stomach talking to you, it's a lot of other elements that it don't even matter. So I've been there. I grew up, going to track meets in the summer, not the summer, on the Saturdays. It's all day events. And hey, moms had us packing those lunches to go out there and that kind of stuff. So I kind of eliminate that. Even when let's say we have a city track meet at home. We was gonna be in the city track meet, but that city track meet was so late in the evening that them kids ate lunch. When the next time they gonna eat when they went to a track meet in the evening, So if we made track, I'm cooking a spaghetti dinner, some carbohydrates to have you ready for that long haul. Gatorade's like, what, should I have been suspended when I'm only trying to prepare them like any human being would want to?
Just being a good coach, man. Like, come on, man. Like we had them brown sack lunches because we ain't had that extra money. They already had no money to put in my pocket to go to the concession stand.
Man, hitting you over the head in the concession stand with crap, nacho cheese and chili and all that.
Out the
can. Need all that.
Out the can, Boys and Girls Club.
No, we don't need. No, I don't need all that. Y'all, everybody else, the other teams eat it. I don't want my team eating it. But man, he's doing what you would want a coach to do. Where is the middle ground for the teams that can't provide this for themselves, or booster clubs that are lacking or just non-existent?
Again,
because
that's just another way. That's another black successful man that had a successful season.
Yeah, because if he was losing, it probably wouldn't be the same, under the same microscope. Because they definitely did win state, and he definitely put them in a position to be seen, to get offers, to get looks,
Because they went from like what 2 and something to 12-2. 12.
No, I don't recall the record, but I felt like they were already a decent team, because I felt like those are the Miami teams that get the publicity, that they get the travel from state to state to play other teams, because that's how we know of him. I think Lamar Jackson, I'm not sure if he went to that school, but I don't know the schools in Florida and Miami like that anyway.
Yeah, I hate that for him, man. I've definitely been reading up on that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's suspended. He said he's gonna be watching from the stands like he did from the beginning anyway. But I skipped over Bradley Beal. You heard where Bradley Beal is going?
Lakers?
The other side in LA.
Clippers.
The Clippers. He done got bought out in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
So like that whole Phoenix, paying for championships, like, everybody don't have the power of Clutch Sports and LeBron. Just because you feel like you want to be in the conversation, you're not finna move the needle like LeBron is. And that's all it is. Everybody was trying to team up, have the next superstar team to put them in the championship. It's deeper than that.
That was a good pickup though for the Clippers, man. He definitely need to come off the bench.
Well,
he definitely need to come off the bench.
He got bought out, so it's really not like he got to fit into their financial situation, because it's like 2 years, $5 million. Like they can do that, because you're a better player than that.
Right, but I'm just saying, basketball sense, he needs to come off the bench and become that sixth man of the year. His game has kind of diminished to that level.
Yeah, he's not in Washington no more.
Yeah. He's not the man anymore. he was the man over there putting up all them numbers simply because he put up a lot of shots because they ain't have nobody else.
Yeah.
So I definitely think he can be 6 man of the year. I actually thought Lakers was gonna get him because they were talking about getting him and Dame, which
Yeah.
that's gonna be crazy if they do that.
Well, that's crazy how Milwaukee got rid of Damian Lillard anyway. And that's why I'm like, man, I really cheer for the players. I'm not big on these owners, and I love to watch sports, but I'm cheering for the players, man, because of situations like Dame. Like, yes, he got injured, and poof, they chunked him to do say, man, we cutting you. We're gonna, put your salary in a situation where it benefits us. Go wherever you need to. We finna sign Miles Turner. We done took him from the Pacers. I thought
Indiana,
the Pacers
yeah.
finna reload. Like, that was crazy.
I
But
mean,
it's a
it.
business.
Be honest with you, man, it's a slippery slope with the Dame in Milwaukee though. He's on the down. He's on the. I ain't gonna say he's on the down end, but he's older now. And then you had the Greek Freak probably in the ears, man. We gonna miss another year to make it to the championship because he's gonna be out for a whole year. So you got him in the ear. Ownership looking at his age. You coming
Because
off?
yeah, he was trying to he threatening to leave.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, I can't be mad at Milwaukee for doing that. I can't be mad at that.
but
But
my
I
point
can't. I don't
is
think
it's a business.
Indiana. I
It's a
feel you.
business. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. That's why I'm like, I gotta cheer for the players because at any moment, hey, we don't need you no more. Thanks, but good luck elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like Giannis is the player that's gonna push the needle anyway. He needs a Dame Lillard to make it easy on him because he can't really create his own shot unless it's in the paint. Unless you're getting by that one person, it's easy. Like Giannis not that gifted offensively. He's just a freak of nature athletically.
It got him a championship.
We cannot deny that. We got
Got him,
two MVPs, but
yeah.
his game is still limited. If we being honest,
Yep.
thank God, his God given talents put him in a situation to be more successful and his basketball skill.
I actually think that was a gift for Indiana for them to take Miles Turner off their hands, man. It was just
Because
time to move on from Miles Turner, man. Like because he was a liability in the championship.
that's what I was gonna say. His offensive skill set, you know, he limits himself from easier buckets because he don't really try and seek that. And you gotta find ways to get those easy buckets because those are hidden jewels. You know what I'm saying? Those are cheat codes. You get them easy buckets that just make the game a lot more easier. And that's why I hate it for Golden State because they need a big to get them little easy buckets where they don't gotta hit so many jump shots.
They
That's
might
what I
get
want from my Warriors.
They might get Al Horford.
He talking about retiring, and
Oh yeah.
he don't really play down low like that no way. You know what I'm saying? He's a stretch four. He can play a little five.
Yeah.
You know?
True. And they'll be doubling up that position with him and Green. They pretty much the same player.
Well, he's a better shooter. He can play a five. Both of them can play bigs, a 4 and 5 at the same time. But he's just not the facilitator. It's Green.
Yeah.
I want to go to this college football real quick, and I wish DT was here, man. I'm gonna have to bring it up again when he comes back. The Michigan with the sign stealing stuff that they had a few years back, where Jim Harbaugh ended up leaving. This dude said for 7 games from 2021 to 2022, they knew pretty much every call for 7 games, man. Every single call.
So they
That's saying, man, that's over a third of the games they done played in 2 years, 7 games. So let's say in 2 years, the championship, it probably takes 16 games. So 32 games, 7, a little under a third. That's if they, made it all the way to the championship. But 7 complete games where you knew every single call. That's almost like Spygate.
That's The
with the
Patriots.
yes, if you not cheat, and these at the highest levels of these people doing this, man. So it's like when you have the people at the highest levels that people respect, they throw in greatest coaches. Like you can't get them no slap on the wrist, man. Because if this was some school nobody heard of, man, they will be livid. If this was Dion,
Oh,
if this was Dion, he knew the signs, the seven, like it wouldn't be so hush hush. And that's crazy. And it was like, we still lost games because we didn't tackle good or the team was just that much better than us. But to know the offensive calls and defensive calls for 7 games, that's crazy, man. I just feel like they just slapped him on the wrist. And I feel like they had to have more information if he coming out telling this now.
yeah. That's crazy. And what college was it?
Michigan Wolverines.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
So they had the play calls for other teams.
Yes, for other teams that they played against. Like, let me see. I had took a screenshot when I was reading the article. Let me just, man, I got so much stuff on here. But yes, I just found that. Okay. All right. So Michigan State, both years they knew both calls. Penn State, Ohio State, TCU, Georgia, Wisconsin. And that's like for the Georgia was just that much better than them. Like, hey, you know our call. We're finna just kill you anyway. So that's
Don't
a
run
shout
it up
out
your throat.
just take this, But that's crazy. So yeah, from 2021 to 2022. So in 21 they had 3 games. In 2022 they had 4 games. Hey man, and those are the big. And I would say they focused on those games more because those are bigger games. They felt like the competition. They didn't really need to cheat against Minnesota or schools of that count Indiana.
Yeah,
So
that's what's gonna move them up the rankings.
that's what's gonna move them up the rankings. And to still lose some of those games because of poor tackling, like instead of playing your keys, you know what I'm saying, your responsibilities. Oh, we know the play, so you basically putting yourself out of position sometimes, but that's on you. If the other team had, let's just say if Georgia had the signs for 7 games, like that's just crazy, man. And I feel like even though he's gone, I feel like there should be a bigger penalty for stuff like that, man, because that's cheating at its highest level and blatantly cheating because they were paying for the dude to go to different games on top of that to scout and watch. Not, oh, we at the game, we're going to try and see if we can figure it out right now. I've seen people do that. And matter of fact, do you remember we had a quarterback, West Pate, my senior year? He had transferred from La Tech. He came in with Santiago. He ended up going to the training camp for the Baltimore Ravens. So he had a little arm on him. So he came from La Tech, and that's when they had Troy Edwards, I want to say, some big time receiver. He got a little shot in the league, but they would find out whoever was given the defensive responsibilities, find out what their calls were, signal to the quarterback, all the way at the line. Like he told me that's how they would get a bunch of yards. But that's in game. If I can figure your stuff out in game while I'm not recording, that's fair game. You know what I'm saying? Because you showing it, and that's what a lot of sign stealing was people figuring it out in game, not to the level of what Michigan went to. That's Spygate at its finest, and yeah, they made a mockery of the NCAA.
Yeah, that's what the boys get paid for. Them defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators to be able to pick up on all that. So
yeah,
you making it easy for them. So that's fair game.
Hey man, that's crazy. All right, so staying in college, we have Coach Prime in the Colorado Buffaloes, coming up for a big season after losing, Shador and Travis Hunter. They went and they hired Byron Leftwich as quarterbacks coach. They hired Marshall Falk as running backs coach. So they lost great players who are very hard to replace. But I felt like they kind of made up for it with the knowledge of that they hired at the quarterback position to kind of help those players out. Now the players got to make plays, but you get the better knowledgeable players and coaches that's been there before, to build confidence, to build more nuances and high IQs of the game, put them in a better situation. We're gonna see how that pans out.
What the recruitment look like this year?
I can't. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say this. Prime is saying that they need a salary cap on the recruitment trail, because you have schools like Texas Tech to where they're getting all these transfers, but they paying cats like $5 million for 3 years of service.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, they getting cats like that, $5 million. And it's not just a starter; it's the backups too. And they're like, we don't have the budget to pay for the players on this at this caliber. And he's like, most of the teams that are making the playoffs, if you see what they're paying their players, you'll see why they have the rosters and they're in the position that they are, because they're paying the better players. So it's taken away from better competition, leveling the competition. And so with that, I'm thinking he's not really getting the caliber of players that he wants, with complaining about players getting paid as much as they are. And so that's all I can talk.
I think they'll be better. I think they're gonna be decent this year, actually.
Well, okay, it stems on their quarterback play, which they have Caden Salter, that's the cat. His old man played at DeSoto with us. We had him on, and they got the little quarterback from California, the high profile quarterback that came in. So I feel like you start the veteran, and it's his to lose. That way the youngster can kind of see the college football player from the sideline before he get baptized in it himself. So he's still kind of earning it. Ain't nothing given to him, and Caden's done it before, so I feel like that's how the season's gonna start off, and go from there. But the biggest to me is running the ball. I need to see how committed they are to running the ball, because that's the one thing I don't feel like they put enough emphasis on last year, was running the ball. It was all about Shador and Travis Hunter and the group of receivers, because they had about 3-4 receivers get signed, either free agent, but get different looks from the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got the running back recruitment gonna have to get better. I don't really just think they had that one single back that can just pound it. I think they was more out the backfield wide receiver running backs.
Yeah, the little running back that they had that first year, the little captain, he ended up going to Kansas State. He transferred and going to Kansas State. And that second year they had McLovin back there. The little white dude had a little mustache, looked like McLovin off of what's that damn movie?
That's funny.
Kick Ass, I can't even remember. But yeah, man, they had a little dude. But he ran hard because they had the little Netflix series where they were showing all of that. But yeah, Marsh Falk, man, that was one of my favorite running backs, in my time growing up, and I feel like he's very knowledgeable, and he gonna add some aspect to that offense.
Which Marsh Falk, one for the Indianapolis Colts or
the
Rams? Rams, yeah.
It don't matter. Whoever they get, whatever version they can get, the San Diego Aztec version, San Diego State Aztec version. Marshall Falk.
That boy was a beast at San Diego, boy. Goodness.
All right. Staying in college, do they need a salary cap? Because I was also reading something to where they was gonna do each college has like 20 mil that they had to split across all sports. And they trying to allow so much to football because it brings in the most revenue, and then the rest of it to the other sports. And so with that, I think that players can still get other NIL endorsements, but it has to go through the approval of the NCAA. So, I mean, the NCAA still winning because they're not paying for all these NIL deals. They just approving it, and they still getting all the income they've been getting from, these amateur sports. They winning. Like, they not having to pay for anything extra. Everything is just, what they have been secretly doing. Now they're allowing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I want to say it has to be. I want to say it has to be something to where it just can't be. Oh, we paying you for your play. It has to be something of where it giving back, something to where it's just not a monetary, issue. So it's going to be interesting on how they approve those and how they move forward because they are trying to get to a salary cap, but they open the floodgates without those rings, and now they're trying to pull them back in. So it's going to be interesting. I thought I was through, but with college, but I read something where BYU is the university where they don't allow premarital sex on their campus, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah, very Christian.
They quarterback is transferring because of that.
How they keeping up with that though? Like
exactly, but that's major because like there's no way I'm gonna only feel like your quarterback is the only one that's in the situation.
only one got caught. Or
Yeah,
that sound like some blackmail. Chick probably got mad and said and went and told.
So Mo, they got like one of the biggest recruits in basketball. That's gonna be like BYU basketball supposed to be like off the chain because of this one recruit. So you telling me I got a big time recruit?
He black or white?
He black. I wasn't gonna say nothing. But man. I'm saying like come on, you get one player and he putting BYU on the map. Like, come on, like that's gonna be so much scrutiny this boy is under because nobody wants to go to BYU. And so now that you are that player, now you got all the eyes on you. Like,
how do you
monitor that?
Supervise, monitor that? Like, come on, how do you do that? So they must have a strict schedule.
You can't.
So they don't have parties. They don't have Greek life.
You know they do. And see, and so I gotta bring Hooks back on because Hooks went to BYU. So I'm gonna have to bring Hooks on.
Oh man, don't do him like that. Well, maybe it's just on campus.
Hey, that's why I want to bring somebody that was there to give their version because we don't have any idea.
Yeah, but it's just on campus. You can get you a room off campus and be all right.
Your quarterback, like you can't replace him. Like this is like that's a lot of practice hours that you can't get back. And so now you're going to the person that you reload. So we're gonna look for BYU to come out the gate slipping this year. But that was interesting.
They'll still be straight, man. They always got a nice 1-2 punch as far as quarterbacks.
Oh, they've always coached good, but replacing that starter, you got to take some wins off that record. You got to take at least 2 wins off that record. But they known for having good special teams, playing good defense. So we're gonna see. Another team that I feel really up on is South Carolina. You was talking about the quarterback. I can't think of his name. Black kid, young, but he really put them on the map. And I'm looking for South Carolina to be upsetting a lot of teams this year. I'm looking for South Carolina upsetting teams this year. They were quietly getting on the map. I want to say a couple of players getting drafted higher and higher. And from what I hear about this quarterback, man, he's a real deal. And I don't think they won their bowl game, but they upset some people quietly. And so now, the target's on your back. Once you start making plays and everybody start, having them whisperers and rumors about you, they got to see if it's the real deal. And I feel like, he's capable because he's a mobile quarterback. And that's the best thing to have to propel you over the top in college football is that mobile quarterback.
I mean, South Carolina's been good, though. They had a down 2 years, though, but South Carolina always been strong. Like, South Carolina was raising a lot of noise within this last decade. Them boys were nice, decent, good.
Well, I know Debo Samuel, they have a couple of players, but, when your quarterback is, got it, that makes everybody better. Not just Debo, but the people who can get the ball to multiple Debos.
Yeah,
You
their
know,
defense always been strong. They've
yeah.
always had one of the best defensive teams in college football.
And I want to say they have a pretty decent receiver. I got to go look at their roster again, but he was like one of the cats that was going under the radar last year. A big prototypical NFL receiver. I got to go look and see if he's still there. But yeah, I am looking at South Carolina to upset some people. The quarterback had an option to transfer. He was saying for more money. He chose to stay there to be with his unit and to build off the momentum they've been building the previous couple of years. And so yeah, big out to them. I'm gonna have y'all parlay, so don't let us down, baby. We're trying to break Vegas this year.
Hey, we need
don't
that
break.
10
Ain't no
pick.
trying.
We need that 10 pick.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Need that 10 pick.
It's
40,
coming.
40,000.
Hey, let's get it. So the baseball all-star game, it was on last night. I don't know if you watched it, but when I watched my little shows today, since I got a little time, I'm off work. Cause school coming back. I don't know what day y'all start back.
I gotta be back next week. End of next week. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So yeah, it's coming to an end. I don't go back to the 31st. So I'm enjoying these last couple of weeks. But baseball had a they really talked about how enjoyable it was. It was like more interactive. Like, so they had the pitcher, they talking to the pitcher with the broadcasters. Oh, try this pitch. Oh, I don't do this pitch. It was cool. But the thing that we took away from it was the replay. So let's just say a pitcher throws a pitch and the umpire like, oh, ball. Hey, the pitcher gonna be like, the NBA, replay that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they replay it and like within 30 seconds, oh, that was a strike. They can overturn the ref's call, and it ain't like the NBA or NFL, like they do a replay and they still get it wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's going to transition to the other sports where, these refs are taking all day to look at the same replay everybody else looking at and still make the wrong call. So with baseball, they're challenging their umpires right there. And hey, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If it goes inside that box on that replay, they changing that call. I want to say 4 out of 5 calls were changed in the pitcher's favor. So that's big. And so the next it got to move to the NBA and NFL. And I feel like that's a plus.
Yeah.
Because we know these refs is betting on these games, changing things. We know this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, which to talk about the guard from Detroit.
Yeah, Beasley.
I don't understand, fam. Like you making millions. He's not no scrub. Like that dude, he got to be making at least 18, 19 million a year.
Yeah, you hope.
And that's underestimated. It's probably more than that. So what are you doing, fam?
They was talking about how he was already in debt. He was saying he was in debt. He owed this, so he trying to do this. Like, they got all kinds of stuff on Facebook where they saying how they got a lot of players. When they're on the sideline, they trying to cover up their miles, and they talking about they looking at the score. They antsy by certain outcomes. Like they done dug a hole into all of this, live game, in-game betting, and you got to police it somehow, and that's terrible. If this guy, loses his contract because he was in negotiations with Detroit to get re-signed, and everything was on halt because of this betting speculation.
Rightfully so, because that probably been one of the games I tried. I picked him. That one particular game, they was down like 18 some points, couple of seconds. That boy grabbed a rebound, took it up court, scored.
And scored. Yes, I saw that. And it was like that bucket only matters if he bet on the game. It was over and done with. I saw that. Yeah, hey, yes, immediately. Nobody even stopped him. They're like, man, what you doing?
Yes. Hey, nobody hustling. You down by 18.
Yes,
Less than
yes,
20 something
yes.
seconds left. Come on, fam.
I saw that too. All right, so they showed another one where my guy Gary Payton Jr. like he's out the game and they playing like Washington. And so the spread, they got to win like 11, 12, something like that. And Golden State at the line and they got to shoot. And if they don't make it, Washington get another shot. So he's like, and they're like, he's saying like, oh, they're gonna get they get another shot. And so Washington went down. They made a 3-pointer, and it messed the spread off. And he's like, oh, like in shock on the sideline. So it's gonna be very interesting. The more they start going back, looking at film to see if the end of these games, if anybody is doing more of that, because it's not a good look.
That's gonna be too much for them to do, though.
No, it's not. They ain't got nothing else to do. It's long NBA offseason, especially with players, getting caught. Because you have Michael Porter's younger brother with the Toronto Raptors. Like, he was betting on his playing time, threes, and all that kind of stuff. He done got banned for life. So that was last year. You got Beasley this year, and it's only going to be more and more. And it's going to be players that don't really get a lot of playing time who can manipulate those situations.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right? I mean, it's crazy. You still in the league, fam. Like, I know they not getting more than a contract by.
Well, okay. Okay, so and that's just where, okay, so I'm like, let's say the max contracts, they get 70 mil, 50. They can up these league minimum, like they can up them. They don't have to just keep playing the major players. These people, they're giving them crumbs. And like, that's why I feel like deserve more. Because when you start thinking about NBA contracts, you're really only thinking about those top tier player contracts. You're not thinking about them league, veteran minimum. Those are the contracts I feel like they should be upping, not just the major player. Because the money, it's enough money to go around.
Because the major players is gonna do what they do. It's them difference makers like Caruso.
They getting the money outside of that with the other endorsements too. So they really hitting them over the head. What like V say? The money jumping out the gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's jumping out the gym. So they should start paying those lower, players more money because they put in the same grind.
Yeah. And then start sprinkling some of that money down into the education system.
Yes. But hey, we don't make that call. All right. And what did you have for us for boxing, man? I've been missing out on it. I need you to let me know, because I'm so mad I missed this last fight with Shakur. Like, I wanted to see that, and I completely forgot about it.
All I can say is all those people who was hating on Shakur, talking about he's a runner, need to stop watching boxing and stick to what they know. He's the best 135-pounder in boxing today. He will beat Tank Davis. He will beat Davis. The boy just got he was overweight, so he couldn't make his fight, and he ended up going into the locker room with the boy who beat his brother. They ended up jumping the dude. He's the best 135.
So who did Shakur fight this weekend?
He fought the boogeyman. Everybody wanted to make him the great Mexican hope. He had a high 90% knockout rate. William Cepeda. He was good.
So he was really new to the game though, right?
Who?
The one who Shakur beat.
No. He was a veteran in the game. Like he was William Cepeda got it. Like he was knocking out everybody. Like the dude could box,
So what weight class did they fight at?
135.
Okay. I saw some on Facebook where he was talking to a cat. It's like, hey man, we're gonna fight at 147. I'm gonna go up in weight to fight you. And
when I beat Con Benner.
Okay. And he was like, when I beat you, will you call me great? He's like, you're not gonna beat me. I'm gonna give it to you. He's like, so how long have you been boxing? He's like, I've been boxing since I was 17. He's like, man, you lose. He's like, I've been boxing since I was 7. You know what I'm saying?
5 years old.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 5. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I've been doing this too long. Like, you're not finna come in this game this late and feel like you finna dominate me. And so that's why I was trying to see if he fought him, because I want to see that fight. It might not happen.
It definitely can happen. I still got Shakur to win, but that's a dangerous fight. That's a dangerous fight. That's
be moving them 12 pounds gonna make a difference.
and Conor Ben got that knock, boy. Conor Ben just lost his first fight. He went up 2 weight classes to fight the Britain guy. What is his freaking name? UK guy. Pretty popular because his dad was a popular boxer. So they dads were beefing. So it's kind of transferred to the sons beefing, and it's been like a 8-year build up, and they finally fought. And Conor Benner, the one you're talking about, moved up 2 weight classes to 168. This dude is 147. So he actually moved up to 160 to fight the guy. So and he held his own. Like, he definitely held his own. But that weight is a difference maker. There's a reason why they're weight classes for a reason.
Yeah.
I still got Crawford winning. I just got to see how Crawford gonna take Canelo's punches first.
When is this fight? It's in September, right?
September. I want to say 14, 15, something like that.
They're gonna have too much publicity. Ain't no way you can figure about miss that fight.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can get down there. So I'm looking at those tickets now.
Quick might be. I think Quick talking about going. If you make it down there, I think he's gonna be down there. I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna ride with Crawford. I've been riding with Crawford since he was a young cat, fighting in the outside rings with the cornrows. I've been a Crawford fan.
Yeah. So. Look here, man. When Crawford, like I said, I don't do a lot of boxing, but when Crawford fought Errol Spence, man, oh my God, I had never, like, that was like Tommy Hearns and Martin. Like,
I won so much money out for that, man.
Painted a whole new picture of respect for that young man that evening.
That was easy work, which I try to tell all them cats at the cigar lounge, man. Spence, I'm not gonna say it out loud. Spence is a basic fundamental boxer. That's it. He's a 1-2, 1-3, 1-2. He gonna walk you down. He want to beat you up. His movement is not there. Now you got in the ring with Terrence Crawford, who's a switch hitter, power in both hands, who can box, who can brawl. He can do everything. Like, I knew it was gonna be a massacre. Well, and this is what he finna do to Canelo, man. Like, if he can taste Canelo punch, and it's the first 2 or 3 rounds is gonna determine if he can really take his punches.
Yeah,
he's finna beat the brakes off Canelo.
So
breaks.
I'm looking forward to it. So I also saw my guy Roy Jones Jr. getting into it with Floyd Mayweather, talking about they gonna throw gloves. What you think about that?
We were just talking about this at the cigar lounge watching that fight last week, and I said the greatest middleweight fight of all times is Roy Jones Jr. There is no middleweight boxer in the history that was better than Roy Jones Jr.
You say y'all must have forgot.
Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. got beat down once he started going up and down in weight. When you do that, man, you're wearing your body out. So once he got knocked out by Tarver, his career was over with. Like, but to him, it was like, man, he don't beat everybody in middleweight.
He's looking for a different challenge.
Yeah, he was looking for a different challenge. But I mean, that ain't gonna be no real fight, So even if they get in the ring, I mean, they just fighting for entertainment. Roy Jones too big for Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, he is. But I remember when he was had the exhibition with Mike Tyson, I was like, Mike was throwing them haymakers.
And that boy was feeling them mugs.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, they were feeling them.
Yeah. They would... Mike didn't fight Jake Paul like that though.
Man, he could have knocked. I don't know, man. I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, hush hush is the word. Hush hush is the word.
That boy Jake Paul is suing everybody for talking about his fights rigged.
Freedom of speech, I thought, but either way, yeah,
when
man.
You got money, it's not.
you get said a mouthful. All right, man. That's the show, man. We got a little bit of everything with the off season because we got about another month for college football coming back up. So I'm gonna have 2 SFA alumni on next week. Coach Toby Foreman out of Colleen Shoemaker. He's going to come on. He's a former wide receiver with me. Good friend of mine because I bummed many a rides home with him from SFA. He stayed in Waxahachie at the time. And then we got a former SFA Lumber running back, Isaiah Stoker. He's going to come on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have him and Toby on together. So it's gonna be interesting. And before football season starts back up, that's why I want to get Toby on. And I had already been talking to Stoker over the summer, and we just kept missing out on our shows. So we're gonna start back with 2 interviews with those guys next week. And
I'm gonna reach out to Scotty, see if he got time to join that.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
I'll reach out to him.
That's gonna be next week, and then we're gonna go back to more sports reporting and convos, trying to hit these parlays coming up because that's what we're here for. I'm not gonna stop, so we're gonna keep collabing and and getting these parlays. I like getting chicks from Sri Lanka. That works.
That's another salary.
From Sri Lanka. Who knew that's where the chick would come from?
Hey, watch that fight next weekend coming up, man. It's a heavyweight champion fight, Usyk and Du Bois. I got Du Bois. I'm calling it now. Du Bois would have beat that boy. I'm telling you right now. You heard it live.
Keep me informed. Keep me informed. Look forward to it. So until next week, man, we appreciate everybody paying attention. Love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.
All right,